Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this series from Lulu Mayo's A Million Sweet Things. I have a pair of slippers to colour in today. Let's come in a little closer. There we go. Now these are quite fluffy. You can see how they're drawn to make them fluffy, and I was thinking we could layer up our colour a little bit to try to make that look a little more obvious, shall we say. I'm just rearranging my pencils because I put some away in the wrong place. There we go. So I'm thinking we'd start at the top and work down perhaps. It doesn't really matter which way you go. We'll start with a rose pink for the top part. Now I'm thinking if I put down a fairly even layer, I need to sharpen, and then go over the top with something else. I'll show you what I mean. It's quite hard to explain. Maybe I can explain actually. You know how we did try to make our critters look a bit fluffy yesterday by doing quite a rough circular motion? I think we'll try that again today, but we'll put a layer down first. So I'm putting down this lighter layer and trying to keep it reasonably even. I'm not, and you know, it's not always easy to get it down really even, but I'll do my best. I've just realised I've got no paper behind this page here. Fortunately there's no, I've not coloured the page behind, but I would always advise putting a piece of paper behind. I'm not going to do it now, but I might do it in between videos. But let's just get on with this one. I never understand this type of slipper. It's got no back. Now, if I want a warm slipper, I want my whole foot to be warm, not just my toes. I don't really get, I mean, I really struggle with cold feet, so maybe I usually get a boot slipper because my feet get so cold. So we've got this layer. Now it's not really even. I could do a second layer of this colour to make it even, but I think I'm going to leave that and get a darker colour. So I'm going to grab the Bengal Rose Deep. Now I am using lots of different colours, and then I'm going to just go over this in rough circles, not joining it all together, to try and make it look like it's sort of fluffy. I'm going to try and get to the edge. Yeah, I'm using the 120 set that Castle Arts actually sent me because I'm an affiliate for Castle Arts. As an affiliate, I got to choose a set product, and I chose these. They were on offer, so I was really lucky to get them, because you can only choose up to a certain value of gift, which is fair enough. But if you don't have the full set, then you'll have to duplicate a little bit and use some of the same colours. But it's quite nice to use different colours across the page sometimes. You know, I do often stick to a limited palette just because I find that often using a big mix of colours can look a bit of a mess. But because this page isn't a story or a scene, and it's just lots of objects, I thought it would work. Now we've got our next stripe. Where should we go with this colour? I'm thinking I'd quite like to do a purpley colour. Let's go with the lavender to start with. And do a base in that. So we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to do a more solid base of lavender. But that doesn't need to be really even, but just, you know, I'm going to try and cover the white as much as I can without pushing down too hard. If you push down too hard, you will flatten the tooth of the paper and you won't be able to get another colour on top. So you do need to be a little careful. I'm also wondering whether we would want to repeat a colour, you know, not make everything different, particularly on this bit. would this be the same colour as something else? I haven't quite decided yet. Now I'm going to pick a colour to go on top of that lavender. I want something, should we go for the mauve deep? It's a really pretty colour as well. Yeah, here it is, mauve deep. Oops, it's very difficult to see. And so we're going to do the same as we did up there and just put some circles around to try and emphasise the fluffiness. But yes, I very much approve of a fluffy slipper, just not one without a back. I also think they could be quite dangerous. Your feet might slip out when you're going up and down stairs. I mean, I'm prone to falling downstairs and up. Falling upstairs is okay. You just collapse. It's fine. Falling downstairs, nasty. Often it might be because I've got a loose sock or something like that, you know, so you have to be careful. I think we'd do should we do a blue or a plummy colour? Let's do the, yes, let's do the cobalt purple. Let's try and find it. There he is. First for this one. So we're going quite sort of dark. But I'll put it down as lightly as I can. Yeah, yeah, sliding down the stairs, it's not much fun. But I don't know why I'm prone. I don't do it like every week or every day, you know, maybe every 2 or 3 years. And I did it once with my son when I was holding him when he was a baby. And I dropped him down about 4 or 5 stairs. I was fortunately not right at the top. And he fell onto the doormat face first and grazed all his face on the rough mat. And I was very worried that I may have done some other permanent damage. I mean, I might have done, but nothing obvious, thankfully. He's a very bright lad. So hopefully I didn't do anything nasty. Right, now a darker colour. That's not very even, is it? But never mind. So this was the cobalt, wasn't it? Yeah, cobalt purple. I am thinking the aubergine is probably our best match. I know we used that on the last one, but we're going to run out of colours eventually. We're not going to be able to always use different colours on every bit. Coming together. But yes, so I've never wear a pair of slippers like this. I remember my gran had a pair of boots, but it was a very odd thing. It was a sort of thing you put your feet into, and you put both feet into the same bit and it looked like one sort of boot, and you just plugged it in and it kept your feet warm. But she used it a few times and I think she forgot. She fell asleep with it on, forgot it was on, got up, tried to walk, went over. So no, not a safe thing to have for an older person, let alone a younger person. Right, this bit round here, I'd quite like to do it this sort of middle colour, but maybe a slightly different colour. I'm trying to think what we've used. I think, what did we use? Mauve deep. Let's use Purple Lake. Purple Lake Deep, if I can find it. There's the Purple Lake. There we go, Purple Lake. Yeah, yeah, it sort of makes you think, doesn't it? Let's be careful. I mean, fortunately, you know, I feel like I'm quite fit and things. I'm not that old. Well, depends who you ask. I'm 50. My boys say I'm old, but I'm not as old as my parents, of course. So I don't feel that old. But I still don't want to fall down the stairs. I've had a sore shoulder this morning, and I was a bit worried about that because it was my right shoulder, my colouring hand, etc., my mouse hand, my editing, etc. Purple Lake Deep. And but I took some paracetamol this morning, which helped. It's gone away, thankfully. But I was feeling a bit sorry for myself when I got up, because it'd been hurting yesterday evening, and I thought, oh, I'm just tired, I'll go to sleep. And then it hurt this morning. I was like, ugh. And of course, anything that's, if you're unwell or in pain, it all seems worse morning and evening, as far as I can tell. It certainly does for me, and I think and my kids. And I think it's probably when you're tired you notice these things. But this morning I was feeling sorry for myself. Husband was stressed, and so he'd woken up at 4 again and said, oh, I'm worried about work and blah, and then it woke me up. He went back to sleep after he woke me up, and I didn't go back to sleep. So he didn't wake me up at 4. He didn't try and wake me up, you know. And so, as I say, I was feeling a bit sorry for myself anyway. And I'm going to find a cornflower blue. There it is. And yeah, there it is. And then, you know, I sort of got up and did a few bits of editing and bits and bobs on my computer. And no one was doing anything. And then I got up and I went down to the kitchen, and I was, you know, emptied the dishwasher, got everyone a drink, got all the breakfast things out, cleaned all the surfaces, sorted out all the washing, and I wasn't getting any help, and I was just feeling a bit ugh. But I think I'm really hormonal today. You know, I'm sort of menopausal anyway, so you just can't tell when your hormones are like off, sort of thing. Now I think this bit in here would be fluffy as well. It's a bit lower down, I think, than this would be a little ridge. I'm going to just use the same pencil to try and create a fluffy look on this, because I want it to be a little bit paler. And then we need to put some shadow around the edge. Yeah, I'd also been listening to a podcast, and it was all about, it wasn't, I'm just going to, yeah, fill that bit in. It was sort of about men and how annoying they can be. And it's true, and it helps me feel a little bit better sometimes, but I think sometimes it makes me feel a bit sorry for myself because I'm in a house of men. But my boys, they certainly aren't useless. My husband was feeling ill this morning, so he wasn't very useful, but that's fair enough. But the children always are. If I'd asked them, they would have helped me. This is the Paynes Grey. I'm just going to go around this edge, trying to put in a bit of shadow. I don't know if it's going to show up enough. Might do. I keep persevering. So yeah, if I'd asked them, they would have helped me, but I didn't, and that was my fault. You know, I know it's nice to think that people would just get up and help you without you asking, but it doesn't happen, does it? So, and if I should have just asked. I know that at their age I would never have just got up and helped. It's only once I left home and started having to do jobs for myself, just looking to see if that, yeah, if you compare the two, you can't really see the black line, but you can see the difference. I think I want to make this a little bit thicker. But, you know, it wasn't until I left home and had to do all the jobs for myself that I actually started just getting up and helping spontaneously. I didn't do it before that. Let's do the same on this side. So I shouldn't expect it. And my husband was brought up in a sort of old-fashioned way where men, well, I don't know. It's odd because his mother didn't do lots of housework. His dad used to do a fair bit. But being brought up by someone who didn't really like doing housework probably meant that he didn't do a lot. And it's not particularly organised when it comes to things like that. I'm just thinking whether I want to do any more shadows like between these layers. But I think the black lines there are enough. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm quite happy with those. I'd like slippers that colour, but not with no back. Should I say it again? I don't like slippers with no back. Did you get that impression? Anyway, that's me today. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we've got some makeup bits and pieces, makeup tools, I guess is the word, I'm not sure. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.